Yeah, hi, I'm Maurice with HHS. Back in, let me show you how to do this. Yep. Okay, so back in the spring of last year, a little boy in Mexico suddenly had this virus, and it was the flu. Nobody knew what the heck was going on with it. It seemed to be a new type of flu. It spread very quickly through numerous iterations of nomenclature. It ended up being called swine flu. Tend to stick. We're all familiar with that one. But we called it Influenza A Novel 2009 H1N1. H1N1 is what I'm going to refer to out of respect to the ag people that are afraid of scaring people away from eating pork. Now, this H1N1 virus was unique in a couple senses. One, in particular, is that it's tended to attack the younger population more than the older. So we have this new population that suddenly we have to try to address. In the middle of the summer, there was a little bit of a slowdown, although it's not flu season at all. There were still incidents of flu occurring. But the big fear was that in the fall, all these kids that were highly exposed and at risk were suddenly going to be coming to each other high five in a classroom. By kids here, I guess I'm actually referring to up to age 24. So we have the younger population and then the older quadrant that are going to be going and then living in dorms. And obviously, the big fear was then there's going to be this huge third wave come out. So the problem then that we have is how to address this population. How do we get this public health flu prevention message to these people, especially when this older quadrant tend to think they're invisible, totally don't care about what the authorities have to say. They think they're superheroes and are not worried at all about getting sick. So this was the challenge that we had. How do we reach this population? The answer is obviously YouTube. So we came up with this whole contest. We wanted people to create a 15, 30, or 60-second PSA. The winner was going to get $2,500 and be featured on national television as sort of an HHS official public service announcement. Luckily, this received quite a bit of attention. We had a lot of entries. There were 2 steps for entrants to do it. After making this video, they posted to YouTube. They posted as a reply to the secretary saying, "Hey, we got this contest. It's cool." Then they had to go fill out this online form. Number of levels of screening. There we have. We love graphic images. They had to get this stuff out there. Different levels of screening. So we had a lot of people that were not happy that the government was involved in YouTube. A lot of people who were not. We're obviously pushing some sort of vaccination. That's a lot of people don't like that. So we had a number of levels of screening then to get from these 350 or so. Oh, the numbers don't really show up, my fault. But 350 or so down to this one person. How do we find this winner? Initial level screening was just like for basing appropriateness, which was fine. And then the next one was around accuracy of information. We had then a 12-member panel, which was composed of people from across HHS and health communication experts, CDC and NIH, all these acronyms that I love to throw out there. And then we actually put it up to YouTube for a public vote so that the YouTube community would be able to select the overall winner. This first time this was actually done in government. A lot of lessons were learned. I'll just leave it at that. There's actually a nice big document out there if you feel bored and want to read about it. We don't like to talk about problems that come up, so we'll call them opportunities in this sense that are particular to government. One was the whole problem was, is this thing even legal? It's the first time it's ever done. And I'd like to say that all of these lessons learned can be summarized by the fact that a week into the contest, our legal team told us it was actually illegal, and we would have to take it down. We had some discussions, and thankfully we were able to move forward. Just to keep moving through this, if you're Gov people, you know what these things talk about. The forum accepted personal information, so we had to get OMB clearance. There's records management issues. I took screenshots of everything on YouTube. Not very much fun, but very important. This whole idea of accessibility, which we always think is important and want to strive for. And then there's this problem that people just don't like government, and so there's a certain type of reaction that we have to be sure to address. Big points around this contest. One is that the contest itself actually generated more discussion and we think had larger effect on getting our message out than this final product that we ended with. People were excited about interacting with their government. People were I had phone calls and emails from parents saying, you know, we know our kid's not going to win, we just want the video up there so he can show his classmates, which was pretty cool. We ended up with 10 PSAs that thankfully we were able to broadcast and put into like Beta SP, send it out to networks. They're all over the television across the country if people need to pick up. You may have actually seen some of them. The other big point that made this contest successful is that we actually rode a wave of news that was already going on. A lot of people have great ideas about building these types of contests. The fear is, are they actually going to work? They can. We were lucky, and the only reason ours was successful, I believe, because of all these lessons learned, is that we had a wave of news that we were writing. Now, I want to end it with the winning video, because I know everybody wants to see that.
H1N1 swine flu infection. For intervention, I bring prevention. Dr. Clark, here I come to make your head numb. Health hot, lesson 1 to stop the bedlam. If you think you infected, seek attention. If you haven't, stay at home so you don't spread none. Use tissues when you sneeze, cause you could spread some. Cause coughed up germs is where it spreads from. I'm recommending washing hands for protection, front and back real thorough while you count 20 seconds. Hand sanitizer, I advise you get it. Why? It makes germs die when you rub and let it dry. Don't touch your eyes, your mouth, your nose, your face. That's how you get infected, so you better play it safe. Long-term outcome, we'll see the end come. Never sick again from the H1N1.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Clark. Before I wrote my lyrics, I went to flu.gov and got some great information. Log on to flu.gov and together we can stop the H1N1.